Bonjour à tous. On va OK, en anglais. We will restart this presentation session this afternoon by several presentations by some PhDs, students that work on blockchain and that are pluridisciplinary coming from their laboratory. The first one will be Buran Özdemir, which will talk about blockchain technology serving the energy transition, trust to the rescue, or privacy. After, we will have a presentation done by two PhDs, Roland Chrome and Luc Geritz, that will talk about industrial IoT blockchain evolution and performance. After that, we will have one PhD student, Marta Ballatore, which will talk about the risky, the ambiguous, and the smart contract, what behavioral factor affects the end user performance for the first session. And after, we will just have a short break and we will see us at 4 o'clock by another student, Tim Salem, which will talk about contract law and smart contracts, the interest of the framework contract. And last, we will have a presentation done by two students, one PhD and one postdoc, which will talk about splitting contracts, an MDE approach for safe smart contracts. We are completely happy to be there now, and I will give the microphone to Buran Özdemir. It's you.
Okay, thank you. So, I am Buran Özdemir, and I am a research engineer at GREDEG. I'm going to tell you about a study I did during my internship about the blockchain. It took place at EDF Lab and the Social Science Research Laboratory, the GRETS, and the Paris-Saclay. As this study generates a lot of interest within EDF, we decided to continue with a PhD. Currently, EDF is in a phase of transformation of its services, mainly to follow the movement of energy transition and the modification of energy mix. They are imposed by the law, which aim to reduce the production of energy from non-renewable resources in favor of so-called renewable energies. This leads to some change. The behavior of the owner of photovoltaic panels will become consumer producer and paradigm of control. Indeed, we are moving from a paradigm where EDF had to control production to consumption control paradigm by an energy mix that is much more sensitive to weather condition. At the same time, blockchain technology allows new players to enter the energy sector and modify the existing ecosystem. In addition, it brings with it many promises of digitalization of assets and collaboration that EDF would like to take advantage of to create new services. So my research was commissioned by the Department of Information Technology in EDF.
I'll interrupt you because I think we couldn't share the screen. Can you try to share the screen? Because we cannot see in Zoom.
We are just activating the screen share because it wasn't working. The screen share.
Ah, okay. Ok.
Merci.
Ok. Ça va aller mieux. C'est F5.
Okay. C'est pour moi. Okay. I let few seconds on the screen.
Okay.
It's okay. So the study. So in order to bring a sociological aspect to the study on the blockchain, with a focus on the issue of protection, I do this research in EDF. Feedback from the field and from studies teach us that there is a great reluctance on the part of users to provide the personal data to large companies, which leads some projects to fail. This is largely due to a lack of trust. Moreover, trust dispense with the need to constantly control one's partner. It is a precondition for cooperation. EDF would like to solve the privacy problem by using a blockchain. So we can ask a question: what are the implications of the use of blockchain in a company like EDF? Our study consists in studying use of the blockchain as well as the relationship of the interviewees with privacy. To do this, my methodology is to do 20 interviewees with EDF staff, researcher from various fields, designer, and user. I choose to interview as many people, different people, profession, and from various fields to have a panoramic view of the blockchain. The interview allows us to capture the meaning of the action of the interviewees to understand their representation. We wanted to add an observation method of the use of the terminal. Unfortunately, the context of the COVID and the restriction put in place by EDF did not allow us to travel outside the Paris region. So the experience during my internship, the experiment that presented the characteristic of blockchain and privacy, and that was at the stage of development interesting enough to be studied by was MobiliChain. The project studied was for part of the set of blockchain projects that EDF is experimenting in order to test the technology. MobiliChain is a blockchain that tracks the charging of electric car. The goal is to experiment on use case, including tracking and certification via data crossing within a blockchain. In this case, data are about electronical consumption of the recharging of professional and personal car at work or at home. The data is exchanged between energies, which provide the load curves with which EDF will calculate the electricity consumption and transmit them to the company concerned. It is a consortium blockchain with permission, like most of the EDF blockchains. The aim here is to identify the use of the blockchain for electronic mobility. The project leader is EDF, but the development of the blockchain is entrusted to a company specialized in the field, which is EMBlock. The users are voluntary employees of partner companies in Nantes. for for the results, there exists the incentive of blockchain to cooperate. All the designers interviewed during our survey collaborate with actors outside their organization, and this finding led us to study this issue. It appears that the blockchain encourages many companies to collaborate and cooperate with companies outside their environment, mainly for three reasons. The technology is pretty new and related skills are rare. This leads large companies to look for the skills needed to develop a blockchain outside their organization. Like EDF, we cooperate with EMBlock for developing the blockchain of mobility. The second is directly related to the service created by blockchain. These are services where the added value reside in the exchange of data, where authentication and the trust generated are paramount. Some services like mobility chain cannot be realized without blockchain. The adoption of blockchain to create new services somehow forces organization to outsource some tasks and collaborate with other entities to invent new conditions of exchange. In a sense, the use of blockchain forces organizations to dilute their boundaries in favor of a race for innovation. This modification of boundaries can clash with the organizational rigidity of the company. This call for co-design, which require organizations to rethink their boundaries, seems like a new obstacle of the development of blockchain. Faced with this new difficulty, company may drop blockchain and risk giving an advantage to their competitor, or to be forced to rethink the boundaries of their organization. All the actors considered that privacy is an obstacle to the commercialization of the blockchain, but there is two sides. Privacy is perceived by IT designer only via the prism of GDPR. This is part of solutionist vision very present in the field. The designer discourse describe blockchain as a solution that will generate the trust and security necessary to solve privacy problem in accordance with Satoshi Nakamoto's promises. On the other hand, non-technical actors consider that it is necessary to understand the need of user with communication, education, or whatever. They consider that a social problem cannot be solved simply by a technical solution. We are in the presence of socio-technical controversy and the resolution of a social problem. This creates a power struggle. Two logic can be said to be opposed. The accepted solution will not be the one that is easier to implement, nor the one that has the most economic support, but the one that manages the mobilized actor and interest in the long term. The privacy controversy creates a barrier to the marketing of blockchain projects. Blockchain needs to overcome this controversy to improve its diffusion. The solution of the problem of privacy, which stems from a lack of trust, is a subject that is beginning to emerge in many debates between blockchain actors and not only at EDF. So for for finish, we have some research question for the future for the PhD. We focus our research on the condition of appropriation of the blockchain by a company network like EDF, and the condition of domestication of the technology by user under the prism of privacy, which is a lock for the large-scale marketing of the solution of personal data processing with a blockchain. We hypothesize that the trust generated by the blockchain will solve the problem of privacy protection for user. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Buran. So I'm just going to collect some questions, maybe from the room first, and if there are any questions online. So maybe from the room first. I have a question. If no, Mira has a question.
So thank you for the presentation. So I'm just wondering if you can maybe give an example of a service or a product that has been already implemented by EDF using the blockchain. Because I know that there are many companies like SMEG, Monaco, and all that who are thinking about it, but still didn't propose any service. So thank you.
Okay. So like I did, blockchain is EDF is in the phase of experimenting blockchain, but there are one startup we work really with blockchain is an allocation of supercalculator. Who EDF supercalculator don't use it in his maximum, so they location the computer to other company. No, only with other company partner.
Okay, another question? Anyone?
I have a question. I'm not sure that it really enters into your work, but maybe you have heard a bit about it. It is actually, for example, Enedis or EDF. Do they really plan on using blockchain technology on for example, on industrial or more on user side? So what I mean is, for example, at home, for everybody's home, are they planning on using it for everybody's home, or is it more for industrial projects themselves? So
okay,
I'm not, yeah, it's a more general question.
Yeah, I answer with what I see. The project where I work or I talk with my colleagues, it's concentrated to user final user and not industrial, like distributed identity. It's a new project of cryptocurrency, not directly addressed to industrial.
Okay, well, I have a question. So I think it's really interesting to see what the sociology can contribute to these questions of blockchain. So Marta is going to talk about the economics and management perspective. But what I saw in your presentation is that you actually mentioned a lot of concepts that we already, that we also not already mentioned in economics and management, especially two of them, which were trust, I mean, you don't say trust by design, but trust in the system and trust between the actors. And it's something which is central in our research as well in the project Smart IoT for Mobility. And I was wondering if you had specific references in sociology. Sorry for the question, it's a bit utilitarist, to see if we could create some links between the different fields. And also you talk about this idea of appropriation by company network. So how in fact trust or privacy, any other variable can contribute to the appropriation of blockchain, not only from the end user's perspective, but also from the perspective of a network. So this is what we call in economics and management inter-organizational trust, for example. So that was it. Is it something in the two cases that you identified in the sociology literature or that you found in other disciplines?
Okay, no, the trust in sociology is with different definition of management or economy, but we integrate this different definition on our definition of trust. It's why the question of trust in my PhD will be central and very multi-fields notion. And for appropriation, I start I look the impact of blockchain to organization because the appropriation of the technology by EDF, it's specific, very different as other technology, because EDF don't develop the blockchain in with his employees, only with creating partner.
And just out of curiosity, the question of trust in sociology, does it belong to like sociology of innovation? I mean, which stream of research? Is it a tradition which is long lasting and it's a concept which has been studied for like ages, or is it something more new with digital devices? I'm asking you that because in economics and management, the question of trust is you can write 20 books out of trust. And I was just trying to compare with, you know, the echo in sociology.
The sociological notion is very old in sociology, but last 10 years, it's like a new stream because the trust with the newest technology is like a new trust because in a system, in decentralized systems, the trust doesn't work like the traditional trust. Yeah.
Okay, well, I think it will be interesting to, you know, share some ideas in the future, because a lot of questions you're actually raising in your PhD in sociology are questions that we have been working on for 3 years now in the project in economics and management. So even if we are not in the same use case, it will be good to share this knowledge.
Yes.